You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop. Excited to carve pumpkins. I know you're probably thinking, when's he going to carve a pumpkin this year? Well, these are not ordinary pumpkins, and you probably figured that out from the title. These, here, the big reveal, are the incredible Funkins artificial carvable pumpkins. They are very light. Look at that. And that basically showed you the price. Now, I got these last year, so I've been holding them for a whole year. $19.99 for the small one, $29.99, and I got them on deep clearance. And then they have a nice little story on the inside. So let me just show you this, though. There is a warning on the bottom. Do not use any kind of flame inside because you will have a, what I believe to be, styrofoam fire, and you don't want that. So let's just see. Okay, the incredible Funkins artificial carvable pumpkin. Now look at those. Here, I'll hold that up maybe a little bit closer to you. That's amazing. The work that can be done on these. Now, I don't know if I'm going to achieve that level. I think I'm just going to do a regular old Jackolantern, because this goal for me today is to test out different cutting techniques on these. Funkins have long been the favorite of professional pumpkin carvers, florists, and fall and Halloween decorators. With improved glow-through for sculpted designs and uniform wall thickness, you can carve simple jack-o'-lanterns or elaborate works of art, because Funkins carve just like pumpkins. That's the sentence that caught me. Funkins are weather-resistant and can be used indoors or out, even in snow. Imagine the unlimited projects that you can do with Funkins, the artificial carvable pumpkins. Now, you cannot make pumpkin seeds. That's the one thing you can't do with these, or pumpkin pie. So here I thought a couple things. All right. 3 things. We could try the older tools that I've used in past videos. These have been used already and opened by me and then resealed. And then I thought, if it carves like a regular pumpkin, can use regular kitchen knives? Yes, I'm going to use knives. And then, ultimately, if I really want to break out the tools, how about a Dremel? Do you think a Dremel will cut? Which of the 3, with the correct bit, by the way, on my Dremel? So I'm going to test all 3, and I think I'm going to save one of the 2. I will save this one. So I will just work on the big orange one, and I will try all 3 cutting techniques and see which works best, and then we'll go from there. So number 1, I will try regular household tools. All right, so starting off with something traditional. I think I'm just going to do a regular old jack-o'-lantern. Let's get rid of this. Now, normally, I would cut the top off, right, if you're going to make a jack-o'-lantern, but let's avoid that for now. We'll see how this thing ends up. Let's get a marker, and let's decide how we're going to decorate them. Here's a couple examples here on the side. This one looks pretty good right here. It's got rounded eyes with little teardrops there, like this. Okay, it's kind of an evil eye, huh? And teardrops up here. You know, when you're carving pumpkins, you kind of adjust as you go. And then he's got a triangular nose. That should be easy to do with any of the tools, right? Okay, that's pretty nice. And then, I chose red just so that it kind of blends in a little more than a black Sharpie. And his mouth's a little different, so let's just get the big bottom going here. Okay. And then, he's got a nice little, hey, he looks happy, doesn't he, with that little extra piece. And then there's this in here, and then we're going to go up like this. And we'll go like this. We'll give him 2 teeth. And with that smile now, hopefully he still looks happy. Yes, he's got a crooked, happy smile. All right, we'll start with that. So I just want to see now if a regular knife, I'm going to start with the smallest of the knives. And of course, adult supervision would be required for the youngsters. Or the adult could actually just do it. So let's just try putting a knife through this and seeing if we can carve along. Now it's not serrated, but that's why I have a couple extras. This will start it. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's get a larger serrated knife in here. Ooh, the feeling of cutting styrofoam. Now let's going to be hard. That's just like a pumpkin. So this is what I would do on a regular pumpkin. It's an interesting feeling and sound as you're carving through this. If you've ever cut styrofoam before with a knife, you'll know what I mean. Now it's a little denser than I'm feeling for some styrofoams that I've had to cut in the past. Now this will be harder because we want to, we'll just cut this down here like this. And we'll try to shape this a little bit. Always keeping your other hand away from the sharp object. Ooh, did you hear that crack? So let's just cut this straight down now. There we go. So piece of eye, just like a pumpkin, right? Okay, so that worked pretty good. Let's look at it. So it's a very dense, like I thought, styrofoam. Wonder if you can save that, paint it, and use it as some kind of eyebrow. Now that's something you would not be able to do with a regular... Well, I guess you could. Okay, then let's get the smaller knife and see if we could just carve that down. And just keep going in. Smaller blade. Look at that. Now a lot of times I'd come in and just carve this back just a little, just to cut. So what do you think? I think that works pretty good. And it wasn't that hard to do. Okay, so I tried that with one eye. All right, and then that's with a regular knife. I probably would clean this up, so. Okay, that's why I put the red. It doesn't look as out of place than with the black Sharpie on there. That's pretty neat the way that carves. I really like it. All right, so you know what? I didn't get batteries in my other tool, so let me grab one of these tools. I usually take the batteries out before I store them, and then I will test out one of the automatic cutters. Okay, so I decided to try this tool. Now they give you a little poker to start. Let's just see. Let me do a little, let me change my angle here so I can get hands in here a little bit more conveniently. So we'll get a poker in here and we'll just start. Okay, let's see now. Now we're going into the tools. So definitely easier than the knife, that's for sure. Not as, I mean, it's satisfying in a way, but not as satisfying as that carving sound. Definitely easier to make the circle. There, let's pop your eyeball out. Not bad, huh? Pretty cool shape. And I can go in here and trim a little. I would say that's pretty good. Okay, and then now they have these regular tools in these kits. Let me get some out here. Like these little knives. Let's just try a hand one. Ooh, this is a nice looking one. This should do his nose. So you just poke it in. Let's see. So it kind of works like just a regular kitchen tool. Except this has got a nice thick serration on it. I know, I sound so technical. Just carving a pumpkin, but there. That's pretty good. So those work pretty good. I do want to clean that up a little bit. That gives you a nice clean edge. Look at that. All right, so what do you say we break out the Dremel now and see how nice it works on the mouth? All right, time for the Dremel tool. Now I have some safety goggles on. I always wear safety goggles. And then this is a special carving bit that you use to cut shapes out of materials. So it's actually the plunge and the speed you got to get down first. So I'm going to put this on a, like a 3. Ooh, now we're talking. So now I will just plunge this in. And once it's in, you're right there, you know you can start. Ooh, listen to that. Now it's much thicker than the other tools. The bit that is. Chance of just kind of going off kilter here. Made the tooth a little bigger. Hard to do like intricate with this bit. Okay. I'd probably suggest a breather mask too as well if you, well, most people don't like breathing in styrofoam bits. It's not too bad. I don't see it in the air, but there we go. Look at that. That's a nice looking pumpkin with a nice smile. I think I might clean it up though with the other tool. I guess with tools, it's always good to just have tools, more than one to work with. That gives me a little bit more intricacy in regards to but what about like grinding out? That came out all right. Here, let's get this little lip here up a little higher. A little sharper point. There we go. Clean this up a little. I think this tool is actually better than the Dremel as far as control too. Alright, now what about shading? Now that definitely might need the Dremel to take off like just a little layer with a different kind of bit on there. Let's say I want to shade in some eyebrows. What if I just scrape? Well, you know what? I put those here. Let me grab them. I put them away thinking, Oh, and my one piece there. Is there a scraping tool? Ah, this looks like a scraping tool. This right here. Let's just see if we could scrape out an eyebrow. Yes. Okay, here. Let me get you a better top down. So now we're just trying to scrape this out. Okay, if you don't have one of those tools, can you just use the tip of, say, a little knife like this one? Not as easy, but you could. Not as controlled. Let's see. How about the tip of this? No, we'll have to stick with this. I think this is what this is for. Should we break out the Dremel with one more bit and see? Do I risk? Well, let's try. Let's take the Dremel and just run some lines up there. I got to switch bits, so let me do that. All right, so I'm going in this all-in-one precision abrasive assortment that I have. And it's been used quite a bit, so I need to change the inner piece here. If you're familiar with Dremels, this one you just hold your... It's a much older one. I've had this for quite quite a few years. You just put that in and then hold that and tighten it, which is nice. And then as you can see now, I have a little tiny sanding bit on there. Thinking that might make good lines on him. Here we go. I'm going to hold it like a pencil until we can clean this up. That worked much better. Now we can maybe rework this one a little bit. Close, not exact, but close. This one would need to be, now that this one's wider, it goes past his eye, I need to kind of go a little bit closer there. That one's good. Past his eye. A little bit wider here. There, now we're talking. So I'll just keep adjusting to where you got it, I guess. There. Now I wanted to give him some hair striations up here, just kind of like. Now I'm just testing. I'll probably end up cutting this out, but I'm just seeing there. He's like, arr. Let's give him a little dimple right here. Oh, he's going to have a dimple. Let's see if this will just go right through. Nice. Okay. I think we got it. Let's just clean off. Now we got his chin. I don't know if I want to do more. Let's just clean off some of this around his eye and make like a shading. I'm having fun now, so. Yeah, I feel at any point I'm just going to go and cut right through it, so. There, now it's a little shady there. Let's shade this one. It's definitely easier than carving a real pumpkin. And then I guess you could keep it year after year after year. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what else I want to add, but I got to get a light in here. So to do that, I'm going to cut a little area, hopefully save this enough to get my hand in there. And I think I'm going to use this tool for that. It just seems to be a little bit more precise. So let's plunge. Okay, now this will be cutting like you'd cut a regular old pumpkin top off. We'll just follow it around. I kind of did this on a regular pumpkin too. I remember this one having a little struggle. The Dremel would definitely get through this much easier. I'll just go slow. Let the tool do the work. Always remember, let the tool do the work. I'm on a slight angle too. Not sure I was in all the way there. Hold on. There we go. think my batteries are starting to go. Fresh batteries, too. If I put the slightest pressure down, it seems to struggle, so. Okay. There. Cuts just like a pumpkin. We'll sit back in there. A little off kilter because I was trying to save my eyebrows there. And then I need to get this light, so I have to... Now look at my mess. So I would definitely do this like a regular pumpkin in a place where you don't have to worry too much about dust or cleaning. What could you do with that? I don't know. All right, so I'll be back. I'm going to wipe this up, come back. We'll light it up and see what it looks like. All right, I thought it'd be good to kind of give them a little Windexing, huh? Thinking that, hey, you could actually paint these, or... I kind of like it. Get that extra dust off. Now, I've seen, or you could actually use hot irons, but that would definitely make fumes, and I don't know if you want to do that. All right. Ooh, there's some inside. I did not clean that out. Just like a real pumpkin. Here, look. Here's what's inside. Even after I cleaned my tabletop. So I'll clean this off again. All right. And then now it's time. Oh, wait. This goes this way. To add the light. So I got a battery in this. We'll take this and set it in here. And we'll see. Sometimes you got to change the angle. So now he's lit up. Here he is with the lights on. And now we'll check him out with the lights off. All right, there he is with the lights off. Now the inside does glow differently, doesn't it? It's got a whitish glow to it. Let me do this now that you've seen it, because I don't like the placement of the light. I wonder if you could just attach the light to the lid in some way so that when it's put in, it's like this. Let's just see temporarily. Then you don't see the light piece that's inside your pumpkin. That would work too. But I guess it also depends on your angle. Let's put this right up under his lip. You still see it there, right? But if you do this, you will not see it. Aha, that is the way. All right, what do you think about my pumpkin? Now, I'm not seeing much of a glow through where the eyebrows are, so I wonder how powered of a light are you going to have to use to show the shading, unless you gotta, like where the eyebrows were, dig in a little deeper. You know what I'm talking about? So what do you think? I'd say that looks pretty cool. Ooh. Wait, let me get a flashing light on him. Alright, so I have a flashing light. I'm not going to shine it directly on the pumpkin. If you cannot take flashing lights or don't like the look of flashing lights, then turn away. I won't hold it there too long, but here's my pumpkin. Look at that. He looks kind of happy. Actually, his eyes almost look like hearts at that angle, but a little stretched out. Alright, what do you think? I will come back now and wrap it up and just kind of recap everything with you. Alright, time to reflect. I'm going to say the light needs to be a little bit brighter. I would almost think some kind of orange light might help the glow inside there and make it so that it looks more like a pumpkin on the inside. Overall, though, I would say the cutting worked good. So you can use a regular kitchen knife. You can use the tools that you get in those pumpkin kits, or you can step it up and bring in a Dremel. Now, the Dremel, I thought, worked best for the shading part. I'm sure you'll agree with that. And guessing now that you probably need to go much deeper into the pumpkin to get that to shine through, or a much brighter light, or maybe just less holes in there so that more of the light's hitting as opposed to coming out of the pumpkin. I'm sure there's a lot of other things to think about. And then as far as the best tool, I don't think there was one best tool, but I did like the cutting tool that came with the pumpkin cutting set. That worked good. The little saw, I was able to cut and make shapes and all of that. Probably easier than the knife, but the Dremel definitely will make short work of your pumpkin. But probably not for detailed stuff, wouldn't you agree? The detail is best to do just by the smaller tools. Take your time, and you will have a pumpkin. And I'm going to keep this pumpkin now. That's the best part about it. I can keep it till next year, add it to my pumpkin collection. And if you get a chance, maybe run out to these stores after Halloween and wait Just keep looking at the price until it drops down to something more reasonable. Grab a couple, so then you got them for the next year. Because you can keep these pumpkins now year after year. So I will have a playlist in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think to the Halloween. Well, I'll have a place in the description to the Halloween collection. And then let me know what you think of this pumpkin carving video. And thanks for watching. Later. If you're looking for the item you just saw in the video, click here. Watch more videos by clicking here. Don't forget to share on social media and give a thumbs up.
Hey, LPS-Dave.
What's up, Butch?
Make sure they don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please click here to subscribe to Lucky Penny Shop. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny,
pick it up.